Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Handhelds. I'm Joey, and today we're going to talk all about how to make 3DS games look and play their best on Android with Lime 3DS. In this guide, we're going to fully set up Lime 3DS, and then we're going to get advanced with HD texture packs, cheats, 60 FPS cheats, and more. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for everything Lime 3DS. Let's start with the setup, as it's pretty easy with Lime 3DS. The usual reminder that this guide won't show you where to get 3DS games. Check the link in my description for a video on that topic. You're going to want at least a game or two if you're going to follow this guide. Okay, so head to the Lime 3DS GitHub page releases section, and that's linked in the description, and download the APK file from the latest release. Go ahead and install that APK to install Lime 3DS, and then open the app afterwards. Click Get Started, and then go through and allow all the permissions for notifications, microphone, and camera. We now need to tell Lime where to save all of your data from the app. So click Select, and then you should be in your internal storage on Android, but if you aren't, just navigate there through the top left. Then select Create New Folder and name it Lime 3DS. Go ahead and select Use this folder after. Then click OK and Next. Now we need to tell Lime where our 3DS games are located. So click Add Games and then navigate to the folder on your device that has your 3DS games. Click Next and then Continue. We're now on the home screen of Lime, where you can launch all of your games from and do a whole bunch more. But before we open any games, we need to change some settings, so let's do that. Click the three dots at the top left for Options, then click Settings. Head to Gamepad and then map the controls of your device to the inputs on screen for a 3DS. I don't typically map hotkeys, but if you have extra buttons on your handheld or controller, feel free to do so. Now let's head into graphics, and this will be game dependent, and something that you're going to need to test. But in a lot of cases, you'll want to change the graphics API from OpenGLES to Vulkan. Then you also want to enable asynchronous shader compilation. Both of these settings help with performance. Next up, you can also change the internal resolution and upscale it if you want, depending on the device you have. Upscaling uses a lot of resources though, so I would keep this at native if you have trouble running games or you have a weaker device. Next up, if you head to Install CIA File, this is where you can install any game updates or game DLC if you have them. These come in CIA file formats, and you can do that here. Okay, so that's all for settings outside of games. Let's go ahead and boot up a game from the home screen by just tapping on it or selecting it. The first thing you're going to notice is there's on-screen touch controls, and if you're using a handheld, we don't need that. Access the in-game Lime 3DS menu by pushing the back button on your handheld device or controller if it has one, or if you're using the navigation bar in Android, you can swipe up from the bottom and click the back arrow. You should see the panel pull out from the left side. Head to Overlay Options and uncheck Show Overlay. While you're here, if you want to see the FPS, just click Show FPS. In the same pull-out menu, you can change the screen layout if you'd like to something else. That's really it to start playing 3DS games, and if you don't care about the rest, then go ahead and start playing. But for everybody else, let's get into the advanced topics. Let's say you want to add cheats, because cheats are great. You might have noticed the cheats menu was in the pull-out menu in-game, but you can also access it from the home screen by pushing and holding on a game. To find cheats, there's a great GitHub that has a whole bunch of them, and that's linked in the description. It's very easy to add as well. Just click the cheats folder at the top, and you should now see a whole list of games. Find the game that you want to add cheats for, and make sure that the region and version number matches the game that you're adding cheats to, or it's not going to work. Click into the game folder and you should see a text file, and if you head into that, you'll see all of the cheats included. Click the Download Raw File button that's on the right, and it's going to download that text file for you. Now, you want to move that file to your Lime 3DS folder, then inside of the Cheats folder. This will be on your internal storage if you've been following this guide. Next up, open Lime 3DS or restart it if you had it open, find the game that you added cheats for, push and hold on it, and if you grab the right text file that matches your game's region and version, you should see all of the cheats from the text file. You can now enable or disable them individually. You can also do this on the fly in-game as well through the pull-out menu, if you'd like. Now, since we're looking at cheats, let's look at 60 FPS codes as well, since they're basically cheats. You can find a repository of 60 FPS codes in the GBA temp post, which is again linked in the description. Find the game that you want to add 60 FPS to, and if you click the drop-down, you're going to see codes depending on the version of the game you have. So once again, match the version. Then in Lime 3DS, push and hold on a game from the home screen to enter the cheats menu. Click the plus icon bottom right to add cheats. Give the code a name, so 60 FPS, and in the code box, you want to copy-paste or enter the 60 FPS cheat code that matches your game version from GBA temp. Once you do, you'll see the cheat code in the list and you can enable or disable it. And also, once again, you can do all of this within the Cheats tab from the pull-out menu in-game. Lastly, let's talk about HD texture packs. This one is a bit unfortunate. With the death of Citra and the website, gone are all of the HD texture packs that were housed there, and at the least, a lot of the links online that link to them. As of right now, there isn't a single good repository of HD texture packs that I can link to, which means that you're on your own to find them for whatever game you want. But once you do, to enable them, open Lime 3DS, head to Options, Graphics, and scroll all the way down and enable Custom Textures. You'll also notice that it tells you right there where to put your files. Next, boot up a game, any game, so it can populate those folders for us, and then exit the game. Now you can go ahead and put your HD texture packs inside of the Lime 3DS, Load, Textures folder, making sure that whatever folder you put in here is the title ID of the game. Now that might all sound confusing without an example, so why don't we just do a real-world example and I'll show you what to do. I'm going to use Henrico Magnifico's awesome Ocarina of Time 3D 4K texture pack, and you can find it on his website. The download link takes you to his Patreon, and the texture pack is free, so you just need to scroll through the Patreon post to find the older post, and the download link is right in there. And again, free of charge. You have the option of downloading a 4K or 1080p texture pack, so it depends on the device and your use cases. Download the zip of whichever version, then extract a zip file. This would be easiest on your device, and I suggest that you use Solid Explorer File Manager as your file manager to do all of this. I highly recommend it. Once you're done extracting, head inside of the folder, then inside of the user folder, load, textures, and you'll see a few folders here and a text file to guide us. The unfortunate part is the text file is wrong. The NTSC version of Ocarina of Time 3D ends in 500, and if you open it, you should see all of the PNG files inside to confirm it. You want to copy that full folder over to the Lime 3DS, Load, Textures folder. You're also going to want to change the upscaling to higher than native resolution. So you need a bit of a powerful device to do all of this, because at 1x resolution, HD textures doesn't really make sense. Once all of that's done, go ahead and open the game, and you can even confirm it's working on the home screen. I'm using the 4K version for fun, and it says 4K right there. Enjoy your game! And with that, we're done. That's going to be it for this, the ultimate, best, most fantastic guide to making 3DS games awesome on your Android device. Don't forget to like and sub to help the channel grow. Come join me on the Discord to talk about retro handhelds. Support me on Patreon if you like my stuff. And hope you all have a good one.